Hello, hello, and welcome to the Tech Teen Podcast, episode 16.
Whoop-dee-doo.
Whoop-dee-doo. Where Black excellence and tech meet. I am Janita.
I'm Charles.
And welcome. Whoop-dee-doo lives on. I tell you what, Young Thug, what a...
You know
Okay.
A, so... Yeah.
Listen, I'm not going to lie, though. Side note, Bank might have been the best person to do that interview.
That was really good
of
one.
all time.
Yeah.
I also have taken a couple of his questions. Granted, this is like, I know we're like a month late in bringing this up, but some of his questions I loved. Like, what's your first memory? What is your happiest memory?
Being a real therapist.
What's the first memory that you remember where you had sadness? I'm like, these are great questions. But anyway, shout out to them and whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, man. So how's this week been for you?
This week has been good. No complaints. I played some golf this morning before I started my day. So I will say, if you guys can wake up in the morning, not grab your phones, not grab a TV, just get outside, go run, go walk, just stand out there. Just go, again, I say earthing, but just gonna go hit some golf balls with some buddies in the morning, about 100 balls. It just felt good to start my day. So I feel really good and refreshed right now.
That's great.
Yeah.
I
What
love
about you?
that. Everything's going well. I had a little slump, admittedly, with like just business and not really sure what was next and trying to figure it out. And I'm out of the slump and things are really moving well. So I'm excited to be back. I realize I thrive when I have things to do. I get really depressed when I feel like I don't have anything that
Did
I'm
your
doing
trip
every
help
day.
at all? Because you just got back. I know O is still traveling. He gets back later this week, but how was your trip?
Oh my gosh. So I ended up going to Rhodes, which is an island off of Greece.
Excuse me.
I know, right? To celebrate my mother's 70th birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Yes. And it was beautiful. It was a great time. I mean, it's always great to disconnect and get out of your day to day and to have some stillness to like journal and read and kind of like get your mind right. So it was really good. It was very, very good. Great time. Thank you for asking.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, as we get into episode 16, and I don't get to kick these things off often, as we have a great Janita, and Otis is always in here, Mr. Chatty himself. But I want to get you guys to think about a time, and maybe from a lot of our audience, you guys will remember this. The Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris, big brick of a cell phone, and we thought that was futuristic because he had one in high school, and he's walking around with it, and he's calling everybody. And now we have these iPhones. But did we ever think about a time where we wouldn't be holding a phone at all? And is here. So as we mentioned last week, Meta has now introduced these glasses that is taking away the phone and it's pretty much going onto your head, right? Well, of course the glasses are going to your head, but it's a phone that's sitting on your face, and I guess for us to use it, it would have to be up there 24/7.
Yeah.
So today we're diving into something that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie. We're talking about virtual reality, spatial reality, augmented reality, all the realities that are not our own reality, right? So it's the technology aspect of it that we're going to get into here today. So we got to address a world where we don't hold a phone and glasses that are replacing our screens, the digital layers of anything floating around us. We're walking down the street, we're seeing maps, we're seeing prices, we're seeing things to buy automatically. We're texting our friends and walking. So we'll get into all that deep in a little bit here, but though, so I want to make sure we break down. Does everybody know the difference between virtual reality, spatial reality, and augmented reality? So, Jenny, do you want to help us out here?
Yeah, so we'll run through them all and then maybe we can take them in some chunks.
Yeah.
But just for the sake of defining, so virtual reality, also known as VR, is fully immersive. So headset-based experience that replaces your environment completely. So think, what is it, the Metaverse? And those like helmets that they have on where you can be in, I'm sorry, headpieces, I don't know. And you can, be in your living room boxing or bowling, but basically when you look left, look right, everything around you is not what you're actually in. So you're fully immersed.
Right.
Also sensory wise, not necessarily smell, but in the sense of you can hear and see what you have going on. Next is augmented reality, which is AR. So that's digital layers over the real world. So think Snapchat filters, think the good old days of Pokemon Go, which I'm sure is still going on, or if ever you've bought in furniture and they say, "Do you wanna see it in your room or in your house?" And you pull it up and they pop the sofa in your living room, that is all augmented reality. Next up, we have mixed reality or XR. So that's spatial and mixed reality. So that is actually a merge of VR and AR where physical and digital coexist seamlessly. And then, oh no, that's
Yeah,
it.
those three. Yep,
Those
yep,
three.
yep, yep. So VR, AR, and let's say MR for mixed
MR.
reality,
Yes.
right? So this is where things want to get very interesting, not only for us in our world as adults, but for our kids' world as well. So, and I was talking to some youth the other day in the neighborhood where, um, they talk about these kids having phones too early. I actually think this is actually a plus if they don't get to have their phones. But for me, having a pair of glasses on my head, I do think the only thing I liked about it was being able to translate a different language. I don't think I want to sit there and have glasses on my face the entire time, all day, every day. I don't want to have it in my hand either. But to sit there with a pair of glasses, you have to think about the amount of heat that's coming from those glasses. And I'm going to go into the negative automatically, right? The amount of heat and actually what's transmitting to those glasses that's right beside your brain.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big nuance that I'm not comfortable with right now. So um, I guess the only way that they would be able to get me to it is just saying they don't give me my phone 5G or 6G anymore, if that's the case. So, but the trajectory is clear. Again, Meta released glasses a couple weeks ago. Apple is going to definitely chase them.
1000.
Samsung and Google, they're going to chase them. So they're wanting to get away from this space, but they're if it starts with the glasses, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have contacts next to.
I'm
But
sure.
but yeah, what are your thoughts on no?
I'm not a fan.
Mm,
But for a mix of reasons. One, I am the older I get, the more I feel that I get bought into different conspiracy
mm,
theories, if you will.
mm,
And for me, this is just another distraction
mhm,
of what's going on in the world, but then also another like technological
mhm.
distraction where I don't understand why I would have how much are phones now if you were to buy them outright? Like
Let's say 1,000.
2400.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I
Well,
don't know.
maybe.
Well, sorry, I wasn't sure if the new ones, I have no idea.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
call it 1,000. That's fine. But then these glasses are $800. So
Mm,
why am I getting another thing? It just feels like another vanity
mhm,
piece. And I've been really big on what is the ROI in what I'm purchasing?
mhm.
And I can't actually wrap my head around what I benefit from being more distracted because in my mind having something in front of me it's going to obstruct something in
Yep.
my view. It's not it can't be both transparent and I see it.
Right.
Like, the reality is it's going to have something there. How big is it?
Yep.
My eyes can only see so much at once. So it's like, I a part of me is like, so you're telling me in these glasses
Mhm.
that I will be okay to see. But then also, even if it's in my periphery over here, that's what does this say? Like I still have
Yeah.
to I don't know. So there are certain things that I don't get, but what I do love is outside of the glasses is the technology and the new AirPod Pros
Right.
where you can hear and it translate.
Translates.
I think
Yeah.
that is
I'm
insanely
definitely buying
valuable.
those.
I agreed. Like I was like, that is actually one of the first new tech items that's not, an app or something on a platform,
Yeah.
but a tangible thing that I've been like, I want that. I
Yeah.
want to be able to actually communicate with anyone. And I think that has great ROI, but the glasses to me, I'm a little lost on them, to be very honest.
Yeah, and I imagine both of us sitting in a room and we both have on our glasses. I don't know if you're looking at me, you're looking at the text message, you're scrolling. That's rude, and I'm having a whole conversation with you. You're not even talking.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I think it's that aspect of it, right? Is it's a separation of people in those spaces, right? Again, I've already made kids say, "Hey, put your phones down, go outside," and they can go do that, right? But I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to take my time away and being present. Again, I just think it's a bigger separation that we're heading towards. Um,
Oh, shoot. I'm just thinking about too. We're worried about texting and driving.
oh
What
shit!
happens now when it's like
Ooh.
you got to look and see if people have their glasses on? Are they looking at the road
Are
or
they
are they
scrolling
looking?
on TikTok?
That's why I'm like, I can't.
Just
This just feels like one of the worst. I'm normally the let's find a pro in the technology, and I'm not gonna lie, this is the one that I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. And then as somebody who loses glasses
I'm the
frequently,
same.
I would be ass hurt.
Mhm.
Like clinch,
Yeah.
full clinch.
Yeah, I
Like,
have several
what?
friends, they will go to those mall kiosks, and they will buy those glasses, go on trips, and they're like, "I'm not going to Ray-Ban, I'm not going to all these designer stores to take these glasses and then break, and then that's it," right? So, I'm definitely a corporate. I've lost plenty in the ocean, plenty on rides, and yeah, I keep mine in a car to drive, and that's about it. So unless that's gonna help me out, I'm good on them.
I'd be curious too. So already with like virtual reality, the reason why it's not crazy big is because people actually get sick, like
Mm,
motion sickness, different things that like will really mess you up. So I'm a little curious how
mm,
that will tie into these two
mm,
of like you have all this stuff
yeah,
happening and it's just different in my opinion, being so close to your
yep,
eye. It's smaller too. I think that's the thing that I'm
mhm.
like, how
It's not for everybody. It can be.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, cost wise, it has a pretty big threshold to
Yeah.
begin
Yeah,
with,
the
but
price and then just the people that are let's say, nearsighted or farsighted, whichever if it's right on your face and it's sitting there, like, maybe you have to get subscription, Meta glasses, you know? So I think there's a small audience for it, honestly, but again, I think there's an audience for sure. There's definitely people I am curious about them, though. Would I wanna wear them all the time? No, but I can see myself wearing them at some point for whatever reason. I don't know what those reasons are yet, but I would wanna try them out, though.
okay.
And I think that's the thing. If look, Meta, if you guys wanna send us some
I'll be down to try some.
we will
Convince me.
market and try out and test your glasses in real time on this show. So
Yes. So here's some things about them because I was a little curious. You know, you see all the hype, but I'm like, okay, but what can it actually do? So they're Ray-Ban Meta display glasses. So this is actually the first time that Ray-Bans have come with a full color high resolution display inside the lens. Of course, we know that they had the Meta glasses that would
mhm.
take photos and videos, which I thought that was
I
pretty
like
cool
those.
too.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, that makes sense to me. But now you'll be able to see a live translation of a conversation in front of your eyes, and it doesn't stop there. The glasses actually pair with something called a neural band. So basically, a wristband that picks up signals from your muscles. So instead of touching your glasses and pulling out your phone, you can pinch your fingers together or flick your wrist to scroll. Click or adjust volume. On the functionality side, they packed it with live captions, turn by turn maps, voice calls, and camera preview so you can frame photos without holding up a phone. They have about 6 hours of battery life and a charging case to get you through the day. Um, it definitely falls squarely in the world of augmented reality
Mhm.
or AR because it does give digital information overlaid on the real world.
Oh, man, that you threw me off with the whole neural band piece, and I forgot when I was watching the clip. You know, his hand beside his thigh, and he's moving his fingers and he's clicking and he's twisting it. I don't want these companies to have access to my brain in any form of fashion. I don't. I'm sorry. That's too much. I think that's just that's an overlay. Now, again, I'm saying this now in 2025. We'll see what this is at 2050. I think that is again another concern that I have to somehow this neuroband. We have to really do some research on this one. We have to do this one in a future episode. I'm really curious how that works, but I'm curious, but I don't know if I want to try this anymore.
See, this feels like the again, the conspiracy theorist or like
Mm,
just certain things.
the
This
mark of the
feels like the
beast.
beginning of Black Mirror, of a Black Mirror
Mm,
episode
mm.
where everybody then gets these neural bands and then one day we all turn into like or anybody who has a neural band like either goes
You could be
crazy,
hacked into.
you get hacked into your brain.
Mhm,
Like I don't know, and it used to feel like something that was like Janita, come on, but
mhm.
now it doesn't
What's
anymore
the
where it's
purpose?
like
Yeah,
we don't know how this works. We have no idea if
yeah.
like again, my little sci-fi brain is like, what if something comes out of those things one day and just sticks into the right part of your brain to
Mm.
control you or to put thought? I
Now we're
don't
talking about the
know.
Matrix.
You
Yeah,
know,
we're so dystopian now.
listen, I just
Yeah,
it's this one again is just one of those ones where
yeah.
I'm like, it feels cool, but until it does something that really impacts. I don't know
Yeah.
that I understand that outside of anything more than
Yeah,
entertainment.
so I'm all things VR. I like Oculus. I like going to the VR gaming places with family and friends. Those are always a good time. It really makes you feel like you're there.
Mhm.
Falling off of bridges, like your heart's racing and thumping. I think you need to probably check your doctor first if you can go.
For sure.
Um, but yeah, I think even going back to your point of saying it only has 6 hours of battery life, and that's probably just sitting still, not being used. Once people are on their apps and they're doing things constantly, those glasses can't last that long.
No.
They aren't. So you're going to be constantly recharging. You're still going to have your phone. So we're not getting away from it at all. It's again, I think it's a supplement to maybe kind of separate yourself and just say, hey, I have glasses that can do this and do that. But ultimately, it's like, again, what's the ROI?
Yeah, it feels like a vanity piece more than anything right now, but interesting or interested if they do come up with something else. But what I
Mm,
think is cool is this mixed reality
mm,
space and some of the actual cool things that you can do outside of what we're thinking again in that lane of entertainment. Something that I thought was really amazing when I was walking through it was having a floor plan
mm,
like built out on your property. So let's say you have a plot
yep.
and they put down the foundation, you can actually go ahead and use mixed reality to have your house in front of you. So the blueprints, of course,
Mm,
it's not going to be like all the
yeah, right, right,
walls and the
right.
decor, but you can actually see your blueprint as it is on the ground and walk through your home and actually
Mm,
test out the functionality, see if you like having
yep.
your laundry room right next to the
Mm,
kitchen or not. And like start really thinking about that in a
yep.
different way or even helping people to actually build homes.
Yep.
I thought that that was super cool to be able to project up like, okay, this is where your wall is going to
Yep.
start and stop, you
Yeah,
know?
I had a buddy. He did it for his backyard, and he literally took his iPad and he scanned his backyard. It put, let's say, a playhouse. It put a little gardening area. It set up a little back wall or retaining wall. It was all these different functions, and it also can now go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and it can select those things for you. So this is what goes here, and is all right there, and just you can just scan the backyard. So those things, if you do that from a design aspect, I know a lot of home designers use it as well.
Mhm.
So again, I'm not a home designer, but and I don't want to take anybody else's job away, but those tools are out there for you to do. And again, we're already here, so it's not me. It's this stuff has been in existence for the past couple of years now.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
the great thing though for the designers out there is not everybody just because you can have
yeah,
access to buy things and
right,
see it doesn't mean
agreed.
yeah.
You still gotta have
Oh
a vision.
Lord. Yeah, you still definitely have to have a vision. But between that and some other things I thought about, which is so interesting, they actually had this at Meta for a second where you went into like Oculus to
Mm.
work side by side with your coworkers that were remote.
So I'm at home. I put on my Oculus. Now we're in the meeting room, in the conference room.
Yeah, together.
I saw that again. I like that. I don't want to be on that where it's on my face and right in front of my eyes every day, all day.
Yeah, no, 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 but
Fly me out
it
there.
wasn't meant to be like a everyday
Yeah,
all
yeah,
day, but just like, hey, instead of us meeting and it being some sort of flat format,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
actually meet
yeah,
and talk
yeah,
as if we were two people in a room
yeah.
and we could actually like collaborate
Yeah,
together, write
I
notes.
would much rather do that with family and loved ones versus being close to with a coworker. Yeah, yeah.
1000%.
But if I can go see my mom, my grandparents, and hey, grandma, put this on for like 30 minutes. I would much rather appreciate that and feel like I'm there with her versus having to be this for a coworker. We can go meet on Zoom.
Keep your camera off,
Yeah, yeah,
please.
yeah. But yeah, I think again, it's coming to our environments. Like we used to go to technology. Now technology is coming to us, and we're being constantly surrounded by it every single day. Um, but they're going to find a way. I do feel like these companies are going to find a way. Whether it's the big tech guys, the consulting firms. Okay, again, we have our phones today, but if they just came out with iPhone 17, City not coming out with any more iPhone 17. You think all those iPhone users are going to go switch to Android? I highly doubt that.
Definitely
So
not.
again, when your phone dies and there's no more iPhones to go get, what are you going to do besides pick up these glasses?
I mean, you have to, but they'll have to have a much longer battery life.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They have, I mean, they'll have
Do
to
they
have a
have to?
so much
They don't
more.
have to.
They don't have to, but I mean, who actually, how about I flip it? Here's my one caveat for positivity with this is What I can see though is maybe this would be a better world because these things would die so fast, people would be
Mm,
forced
yeah.
to actually interact with
Mm,
people or forced to limit their battery a little bit
mm,
more to not necessarily be on it, but they will have a fix for that. I mean, that's a part of the phone design is to keep you addicted.
yeah.
Like the screen itself is
Yeah.
designed for you to be mesmerized by it. Like it's
Yeah.
literally like mosquitoes to the
Mm,
lantern type of thing.
yeah.
Um and that's true, audience, by the way. Your phones are literally designed for you to not take your eyes off of them. So
Yeah.
think about that for a second.
Yeah, so I think there's definitely some cultural impacts we discussed, some social impacts, health impacts. Um, but we did see some silver lining in this as well, but it's just not a lot. So I think there's way more risk that outweigh the benefits here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think I'd be curious to see how people are able to use this though in a more productive space. If
yeah,
that makes sense. Like not the glasses themselves, but just AR, VR,
mm,
because it seems like we have only used it for entertainment, even
yeah,
down to like Snapchat filters or
yeah,
Pokemon Go, which was pretty
yeah.
cool. But it's like I wonder how we can continue to see this evolve without it necessarily being something that almost limits you because even with the Oculus, it's like, but you're still inside.
Hmm.
You're still, isolated to a certain extent,
Yeah.
depending on what you're playing and how you're utilizing it.
Yeah, I think when we get to a point of like, let's say holograms and things like that, and say, hey, I create a birthday trip, you can make it, but it can feel like you're still there and walking around. And that could be a little
That'd
bit
be
different,
cool.
right? Or again, I can be an NBA owner. I can sell this seat. Whoever puts this Oculus on could be right there in the seat beside, let's say, a Spike Lee or a Jack Nicholson, right?
Mhm.
Again, you can sell that seat 1,000 times over and be courtside,
Yeah.
and they'll find a way to make it. You could feel things and feel the breeze and have your own beer at the house and order stuff. Again, using those agentic AIs. I'm at the game. I'm just bringing you a beer every quarter or something like that, right? So, but yeah, but again, as far as productivity, yeah, I don't see why a pair of glasses is going to help me read a text message fast to help me do my maps. Yeah, I don't see the point of it. I don't want to know my face all day.
Me
Yeah.
either. I mean, maybe the other only caveat I could see is if I'm traveling and I don't wanna be on my phone because sometimes when I am trying
Mm,
to find a place, I hate overly
okay.
looking like a tourist in certain cities or certain countries, and so, like, for instance, in London, they're swiping phones like
Yeah.
crazy out of your hand, so it's like you almost don't want to
Mm,
have it, so but those are rare, few and
right.
far
Right.
between,
Yeah.
but I'm literally over here trying to rack my brain of like, "Okay,
You
what
you think you
maybe
think
if
it's
it's
easy to snatch a phone? You don't think it's easy to snatch a pair of glasses?
you have to get a lot more up close and personal."
Ooh, I think you just come from behind and just swipe and be gone. You don't see them
Oh,
coming.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, unless it's gonna have a sensor like your car and it's a beep and somebody's getting too close. Now you
Dear
got
Lord.
sensors beeping, you got things flashing.
Sensory overload. I'm
Yeah, yeah, it is.
overstimulated talking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, right. So, yeah, these things are definitely becoming more intelligent. Um,
But they do require
yeah,
a lot more energy to create, and then they are insanely expensive for the everyday consumer
yeah.
right now. So I think but it does put some things into perspective of like, remember when a flat screen TV was
I
like
was just
your
thinking that.
entire year's worth of something, and now you can get a flat screen for like
Yeah. And then
$200?
Black Friday is gonna come in about 5 years, and this version is gonna be 2 for 1.
Mhm.
And the kids gonna be asking for their birthdays and Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the same way we pass our iPhones in the white elephant, it's gonna be glasses. Who wants anybody? People gonna be fighting for it.
It's
People wanna just
crazy.
try it out.
I would
Uh,
definitely never let my child have that.
yeah. So sorry, Tech Team is not a promoter of putting glasses on your face to get through your daily lives, right? Unless you
But
just can't see.
I would love and maybe challenge since we're in this space. I'd be interested to hear some of the benefits from our audience from your perspective. What are things that you think, these glasses
Yeah,
could help or maybe some other areas that we didn't really think about?
yeah.
Like concerts. That would also be a good one.
The Ray-Bans already here. You could just sit there and press record and watch
No, no, no,
all.
I mean, like, being kinda similar
Oh,
to
oh,
what you
oh, I
said
see the
about the
game.
game,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
but,
true.
like, being
Mm,
at a concert or a boxing
mm,
match if you're into it or
mm,
Super Bowl, like, certain things where
yeah.
let's
That's something we need probably need a patent on
I was just
today.
about to say,
We
maybe
talk
we
yeah, we're gonna have this patent before this episode
maybe
airs, I promise you.
maybe we don't
Yeah,
share too much. I'm like, "Ooh, that's a great idea."
yeah, come get a tech team seat. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, y'all was out there buying what was the lowest token they were selling a couple years ago? The NFTs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
NFTs.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. We can say you a spot. This is our chair.
Right. This
But
is
yeah,
ours, and anybody can come for a certain ticket price.
right. But yeah, so I mean, again, we talked about the challenges. The battery life, the comfort, processing power. Right. You're trying to connect the Wi-Fi in your glasses, the 5G or type of, and so much is coming to your head. You have the neural band. I think it's a lot to consume in such a short time frame. So I'm looking forward to seeing the evolution of it. But again, I think I've been watching a lot more dystopian films and going back to saying, well, what's coming next?
Mhm.
Because yeah, I think any type of possibility that we thought, any thought that was a possibility is coming true.
1000%.
So yeah, I guess my final question to the audience is: would you give up your smartphone for a pair of glasses? That's my question to you guys.
Let us know. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. We are on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Spotify. And until next week, everybody, see
All right, love y'all.
you.